Hi ladies and gentlemen, let's meet again. It's me, Madam Nasra, and our topic today, it is from the English language. The topic is listening skills. So I'm here to introduce to you the new topic, which is listening skills. Before going to learn the listening skills, so we have to know first what is listening. Starting by definition, listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the communication process. Listening is the ability of accurate, not only ability, but it is accurate to receive. You receive message accurate, then you interpret that message in the communication process. When people talk to each other, one will talk, the another will listen. So when they understand and they give feedback to one another, this will be that, or we can say that they are listening to each other. It involves identifying sound of speech and processing them into words and sentences. Identifying the sounds of speech and processing them into words and sentences. When we listen, we use our ears to receive individual sounds. So we use our ears to receive the individual sounds. Letters, stress, rhythm and pauses, and we use our brain to convert them into the message that means something to us. So we use ears to receive the message, then we use brain to convert or to interpret that message. It is the brain which gives the meaning of what have been heard by ears. So in the listening skills, the two organs use the ears and brain. Listening in any language requires focus and attention. Listening is the key to all of effective communication. It is the skills that some people need to work at even harder than others. In any language require focus and attention. So listening is the key to effective communication. We can't achieve the effective communication without listening. People who have difficulty in concentrating are typically poor listeners. That here we can know that we can understand that in order to achieve effective communication, we have to concentrate in listening. So those who are poor in concentrating, they are also poor listeners. Like example of these are babies. They say that we learn this skill by listening to people who already know how to speak the language. This may or not include native speakers. For practice, you can listen to live or to live or to recorded voice. The most important thing is to listen a variety of voices and the often as you can. Not be. To become a fluent speaker, you need to develop strong listening skills. Listening not only helps you to understand what people say, as they say that in order for a person to become a fluent speaker, you have to develop strong listening skills. You have to have the strong listening ability so as you can succeed to be a fluent speaker. This listening not only help you to understand what people say, to you, but also it helps you to speak clearly to other people. If you listen well, it will be easy for you to speak well or clearly to other people, because when you listen, it means that you are going to give what you have heard to another person. So if you didn't understand, you didn't listen well, you won't succeed, you won't give, or you won't pass the message effectively. The next is, it helps you to learn how to pronounce words properly. If you listen well, you listen attentively, it helps you as a speaker to pronounce words properly. Another, it helps how to use intonation and where to place stress in words and sentences. If you listen well, it will help you to use the intonation. Also, where to place stress, where to stress words in the sentences. Now, after saying that, the short introduction about the listening skills, let's see what are the strategies of listening. Since listening is activities that is both physical and mental, it needs active involvement of the listeners. Since the listening is activity, so listening is an activity which need both physical. Whenever we talk about physical here, we mean about the ears, and mental. Mental is about brain. It needs active involvement. So there is a need for listener to have the listening strategies. The first one is have the desire to listen. Listening becomes effective if the listener exerts the desire to listen. That is, it needs someone to have interest in understanding what the speaker is talking about. Listener need to prepare his or her mind that he is ready for listening. Before you are going to maybe to the speech room, or maybe to the class hour, to the session room, you have to prepare your mind. Make your mind ready for listening. Make your mental that be ready for listening. Tell by yourself that now I'm going to listen. That is, will make you to have the interest of listening and understanding what the speaker is saying about. The next is be open and develop willingness to learn. Be open and develop willingness to learn. Do not attempt to challenge everything that you hear. Instead, give the speaker time to air his or her views in order to get new information that you are argued to be ready to hear, even things that you don't believe in. This shows that tolerance is brittle. Be open and develop willingness. If we want to achieve active listening, do not make your mind that, do not argue, do not achieve the speaker about what everything he is or she is talking about. Even though something that you don't know or you don't understand, but try to be tolerant so as you can achieve the active listening. And you can be the good listener, and you can succeed. Even you can understand what have been saying, instead of challenging everything, asking everything, interrupt the speaker. You won't achieve. You won't be a good listener. Good listener is attentively. He is always silent and his attention to what the speaker is saying about. The next is postpone judgment. In the process of listening, the listener are adjust not to judge or speaker based judge a speaker based on his or her appearance. Instead, they need to concentrate on what the speaker is talking about. That is, the judgment has to be based on the message and on the speaker's appearance. Postpone judgment. Don't judge the speaker about maybe look at him, look at her, what she or he has wore, look at his hairstyle, look at his or her dress. That will make you not achieving to the what he is speaking or what she is speaking. Instead, you'll be just judging the appearance of the speaker. So in the listening skills, what you as a listener, what you need is his or her message. Ignore his appearance. The next is be physically and mentally alert. The listener are advised to bring their mind focusing on the speaker. That is, sitting in the manner that they see the speaker all the time. This means that you should face the speaker. In the listening skills, you as a listener, you have to bring the mind focusing on the speaker. So sit the place where you can see the speaker all the time. Do not sit at the back. That's why they advise to come earlier to the speech room. Next one is observe the listeners are advised carefully. Observe what the speaker is doing in this stage. This will help you to identify important things being emphasized by the speaker. So you should be in observing all what the speaker does, as most of the non-verbal does complement the verbal part of the message. You have to observe the speaker on what she or he is doing. In this stage, this will help you to identify the important points which is being emphasized. For example, when the speaker says, stop making noise in the speaking room, stop them, and then he use maybe his hands or his head by insisting or by emphasizing them. You have to observe. So as you too as the listener, you can know that this word has been emphasized. So if it is emphasized, it might be the important thing or important message. The next is focus on understanding the speaker viewpoint to listen with the intention of understanding what the speaker believes in, that is, respect the speaker with empathy. Now predict and ask questions. So if we don't ask questions, the speaker may have to predictability that what I have said, it is totally understood or totally not understood. So it is better for you as a good listener to ask the question. Then look as you listening. Tell the speaker by your appearance that you are listening. That is, sit straight and establish the maintaining eye contact. Look as you listen. The one who is listening, even the speaker, know that that person is listening to me. Tell the speaker by your appearance that you are listening. So you have to sit straight to the speaker and maintain eye contact with the speaker. The next is avoid things that can act as barriers to prevent you from paying attention to what is being talked about. Avoid things that can act as a barrier to prevent you from paying attention to what is being talked about. So you have to avoid things that you think that will be barrier for you to listen well. For example, if you know that where I'm going, maybe it is a cold room. Prepare by yourself by wearing maybe sweater, so as your listening task won't be interrupted by that coldness. If someone is talking nearby you, just try to ignore him or her. The 10th point is do not make any disturbance unnecessary, such as talking unnecessary, so that you can understand. Do not make any disturbance. Don't talk while the speaker is talking to. That is short and clear. The next is avoid rudeness, impolite, by showing lack of cooperation, such as reading newspaper, talking to phone. If we listen and you want to be a good listener and you want to understand what is talked about, even now when I'm talking, you have to avoid something that will show that it will be cooperative to the speaker, like reading newspaper while the speaker is talking. Maybe a teacher, while teacher is talking and you try to read newspaper, or even talking to phone, that will be not a good behavior, in not good manner, and you won't achieve the active listening skills, and you won't be a good listener. After saying that, now let's see. After saying that, the previous where we have discussed were the strategies for you to become a good listener. So how to listen well, become an effective listener? How? First, stop talking. Do not talk while somebody else is talking. Listen to what they are saying. Do not interrupt, talk of them, or finish their sentences for them. When the other person has finished talking, you may need to clarify to ensure you have received their message accurately. While the speaker is talking, do not talk to. Be silent, be quiet, listen. Don't interrupt the speaker. The second is prepare yourself to listen. Relax and focus on the speaker. Put other things out of mind. Then, human mind is easily disturbed by other thoughts. For example, what for lunch? What time to do? I need to leave to catch my train. It is going to rain. Relax and prepare yourself to listen. Focus on the speaker. Leave or put other things aside. Do not interrupt, because the human mind, it is easily to be interrupted by thought. So you have to leave all of things that encountered in mind, then decide that I'm going to listen and ignore. Don't jab about what I'm going to eat during the lunchtime. Maybe what will be my breakfast, or what will I use. Will I use maybe boda when I will be going to the hostel? Or don't interrupt by yourself. Make your mind that I'm going to listen. The next is put the speaker at ease. Help the speaker to feel free to speak. Remember, their needs are constant. Their need is constant. Nod, head, or use gestures or words to encourage them to continue. Maintain eye contact, but don't stare. Put the speaker at ease. This is to make the speaker feel free that they are listening to me. If I know that you are listening attentively, I will be free even to teach you what I am teaching. How you can prove your speaker that you are listening attentively? You have to show cooperation, maybe by nodding heads, by maybe saying when he asks or she asks that I am clear, you can say yes sir, oh yes madam, oh no madam, what about that? That is showing cooperativeness. This will make the speaker free about what she or he is speaking about. Next is remove distraction. Focus on what is being said. Do not doodle, sharp papers, look out the window, pick your fingernails, something like that. Remove all distraction, something that you think that will distract you. Maybe when teacher is teaching and you're looking outside the window and looking how other people outside the window are doing, or trying to pick up your nail finger. So the speaker will know that he or she is not listening well. And you too, you want to understand what she or she has been saying. And the speaker will be bored automatically. Next is empathize. Try to understand the other person's point of view. Look at issue from their perspective. By having an open mind, we can more fully empathize with the speaker. If the speaker says something that you disagree with, then wait and construct argument to counter. What is said, but keep an open mind to the views and opinions of others. The next one is be patient. A pause, even a long pause, does not necessarily mean that the speaker has finished. Be patient and let the speaker continue with their own time, because sometimes it takes long time to formulate what to say and how to say it. Be patient. Even here, if you see your teacher or be sir or madam making a pause, it doesn't mean that he or she has ended the session. It's just a pause. So you have to be tolerant, be patient, and let the speaker continue in their own time, because sometimes it takes a long time to formulate what to say and how to say. As a good speaker, I think you encounter this scenario. So I advise you to not make noise. Most of students tend to make noise if teacher or the speaker saying, then end up on and they're making maybe a long pause. They start to murmur, maybe they start to murmuring or to just making noise silently, and they think that teacher has ended what he was speaking. So making a long pause, it doesn't mean that he has ended. Be patient. Avoid personal prejudice. Try to be impartial. Do not become irritated, and do not let the person's habit or mannerism distract you from what they are really saying. Everybody has different way of speaking. For example, some are nervous or shy, some have regional accent, some make excessive arm movement. So focus on what is being said and ignore how about style. This is about how people speak. It will be accent or how people move their body when they speak. So you as a good listener, do not care about his or her regional accent, about his or her way he or she move his or her body, maybe her arms. Like I always like to use my arm. For you, in order to achieve, focus on what is being said and ignore about style. Do not say that, oh, look at how she talk. I don't listen to him. I think I won't understand. Oh, look at how he use his hands or her hands. I want to listen to him. Whatever. Ignore all of that. You just focus on what is being said. Next is listen to tone. Volume and tone add to what someone is saying. A good speaker will use both volume and tone to their advantage to keep audience attentive. Everybody will use pitch, tone, and volume of voice in certain situation. So in the speaking, the speaker will use certain volume and tone, and every pitch or tone have meaning in the listening. For example, others tend to use high pitch when they insist on something, while others use low pitch when they are in the unhappy mood, while others tend to use the high pitch when they are unhappy. So this will help you to understand the message that this is serious, this is very sadness story, or this is a happy story. So you have to concentrate on tone and volume. Next is listen for ideas, not just words. You need to get the whole picture, not just isolated bits of piece. So you have to capture the whole idea and not just a single word as others tend to use. Then you have to distinguish between fact and opinion. Fact, it is what is known, which is researched by different researchers and came out with the same answers, while opinion, it is one's mind, while one's attitude. So example of this, Tanzania is union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. Tanzania is the union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. This is fact. 24 people died in accident yesterday. Also, this is fact. But now let's see the next sentence. Most of the people who are fact are lazy. This is are. Most of people who are fact are lazy. This is opinion. Why I say this is the fact, this is opinion. It is researched and it is clear, accurate. Tanzania is the union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. And when someone say exact number like 24 people died in accident yesterday, it is a fact. But when or another person say most of the people who are fact are lazy, it is somebody's attitude. It is not the fact, because there are some people who are fact and still they work hard. They are not lazy. Then follow meaning markers, sequence, meaning markers like sequences of numbers. Note taking help us to follow more attentively what is being said and to have a record of what we listened to for future use. Or as a reference, it is not possible to remember all what we listen, so we need to take notes. You can't understand the all things or the whole speech in which the speaker has said to you, so you have to take some notes, some important points, so as it will make you to remember what has been said. Up to there, I hope that you have understand, or you got me well about the listening. So before proceeding to next session, let me leave you with this task. First, do you think it is important for us to become a good listener? If it is yes or no, why? You think that it is important for us to become a good listener, and why? Next is, how can a person listen well? You as a listener, how can you listen well? Thank you. Let me see in next session. Thank you.